You notice them before you understand why. There is someone in the room who moves differently. Not faster. Not louder. Just with a certainty that makes everyone else look like they are still deciding. You are 23 and this is your second week, and you do not yet know that watching this person will cost you everything you brought with you into this building. Their name is irrelevant. You will never call them by it. What matters is the way they end conversations without raising their voice. The way they leave rooms, and the silence that follows them is not uncomfortable. You want that. You do not know yet what you will have to discard to get it. You watch them for 6 months before they speak to you directly. Level 1. The entry position. You understand now why they moved like that. You are the one who answers the phone. You are the one who confirms appointments, prints documents, organizes files that other people will take credit for reading. The office is open-plan and fluorescent and smells like burnt coffee and the faint chemical tang of new carpet. You arrive early because you were told that mattered. You leave late because no one has told you it is acceptable to leave on time. The person you are watching sits 4 desks away. They do not arrive early. They do not leave late. They do not apologize when they decline a meeting. You think this is confidence. It will be 3 more levels before you understand it is something closer to detachment. You make no mistakes in this role. Mistakes at this level are visible. You learn the names of everyone's assistants before you learn the names of their supervisors. You learn which emails require responses in under 10 minutes and which can wait until morning. You learn that thanking people too often makes them stop hearing you. One afternoon the person you are watching walks past your desk and pauses. They do not sit. They say, "You stay later than you need to." It is not a question. You do not know how to respond, so you say nothing. They nod as if you have answered correctly. Then they leave. You think about that sentence for 2 weeks. You do not change your behavior. Not yet. Level 2. The coordinator. You understand now why they moved like that. You no longer answer phones. You schedule the people who answer phones. You manage 3 interns who are younger than you by 18 months, but look at you like the distance is much greater. You are 24. You have been here 16 months. The person you are watching has been promoted. You do not know what. You only know they are on a different floor now. You see them less. You miss the education of proximity. Your job is to make sure things happen on time, not to decide what those things are. You coordinate travel for people who do not thank you when the itinerary is flawless and do not forget when the hotel is overbooked. You learn that no one remembers the 100 things you got right. They remember the one thing you got wrong. You stop getting things wrong. The person you are watching appears in the break room one morning. It is 6:47. No one else is there. You are making coffee. They do not acknowledge you at first. They pour water into a mug and microwave it for tea. While it heats they say, "You are doing well." You do not ask how they know. The microwave beeps. They remove the mug and drop a tea bag into it, and then they say, "There is one thing worth doing before the next level. Learn who decides budget allocation. Not who approves it. Who decides it." That is the sentence they offer. You will not forget it. They leave. You do not see them again for 7 months. You do learn who decides budget allocation. It is not the person whose name is on the approval forms. Level 3. The project lead. You understand now why they moved like that. You have a title now that means something outside this building. You manage a team of 4. You report to someone who reports to someone who reports to someone whose name you have seen on internal emails but whose face you have never seen. You are 26. You have been here 3 years and 2 months. People stop you in hallways to ask questions you are expected to know the answer to. You do. The projects you manage are not small. They have timelines measured in quarters and budgets with 6 figures and stakeholders who schedule meetings at 7 in the morning and cancel them at 6:53. You learn to prepare for meetings that will not happen. You learn that preparation is the point. You see the person you are watching in a conference room. They are presenting something. You are not in the meeting, but the door is glass. You watch for 90 seconds. They do not use filler words. They do not check their notes. They do not perform certainty. They simply have it. You look down at your own notebook. You have written 3 drafts of the opening line for a presentation you will give tomorrow. You close the notebook. That night you rewrite nothing. You deliver the presentation the next day from memory. It goes well. No one tells you this. But no one asks you to clarify anything afterward. You learn that this is what success looks like at this level. The absence of correction. You begin to notice that you no longer apologize before asking for what you need. Level 4. The department manager. You understand now why they moved like that. You have an office. It does not have a window, but it has a door, and that is enough. You manage 14 people. You are 28. You have been here 5 years. You do not remember what you thought you would be doing at 28 when you were 23. You do not think about it often. When you do, you feel something you do not have language for. Not regret. Something lighter. Something closer to distance. Your job is to protect your team from the chaos above them and extract performance despite the chaos around them. You are good at this. You learn to say no in ways that sound like yes. You learn to delay decisions until they are no longer your responsibility. You learn that leadership at this level is mostly the management of anxiety. Yours. Theirs. The people above you who will not admit they are anxious. The person you are watching is now 2 levels above you. You know this because you saw the org chart in a meeting you were not supposed to be in. You do not report to them. You will never report to them. But you are in the same building again. Same floor. You pass them in the hallway one morning. They nod. You nod. Neither of you stops. It is the first time you have ever moved past them without slowing down. You do not realize until that evening that you have started moving the way they do. Not deliberately. But the shape is there. You also realize you have stopped eating lunch with your team. Level 5. The senior manager. You stop watching. You have nothing left to learn. You are 31. You have been here 8 years. You manage 33 people across 2 offices. You do not know all of their names. You know their output. You know who delivers and who needs to be managed and who needs to be exited before they become a containment problem. You are good at exits. You do not enjoy them. But you do not avoid them either. You make decisions now that affect budgets larger than anything your parents ever earned in a single year. You approve strategies you did not design. You decline proposals that took teams months to build. You do this in meetings that last 30 minutes. You have learned that indecision is more expensive than wrong decisions. You have learned that most people will not make a decision if they can wait for someone else to make it. You do not wait. The person you used to watch is now on the executive floor. You know this because their name appears on quarterly reports. You have not spoken to them in 2 years. You do not need to. Everything they taught you has already been taught. One evening you stay late. Not because you have to. Because leaving at 5:30 feels incorrect even though no one is tracking your hours anymore. You are alone in your office. The door is open. Someone walks past. You do not look up. You hear them stop. You hear them take 1 step back. You look up. It is someone new. Maybe 24. Maybe younger. They are holding a notebook. They do not say anything. You do not say anything. They nod and keep walking. You think about closing the door. You do not. Level 6. The director. You stop watching. You have nothing left to learn. You are 34. You have been here 11 years. You have an office with a window. You can see the building across the street and part of the park if you stand at the right angle. You do not stand at that angle often. You do not look out the window often. You are in meetings 16 hours a week. You are in emails the rest of the time. You manage managers. You do not manage people anymore. This is a relief. Your job is to align, to remove friction, to make sure the people below you are solving the problems they are supposed to solve and escalating the ones they are not. You are the escalation point. You are the person people come to when something is about to break. You fix it or you delegate it or you reclassify it as not broken. You do this quickly. You do not need all the information. You have learned to decide with 60% certainty because waiting for 80% means the decision is too late. The person you used to watch is now a VP. You see them twice a year in all-hands meetings. They speak for 4 minutes. They do not waste words. You listen the way you used to listen. But now you are listening for technique, not revelation. There is nothing left they can teach you that you have not already learned by becoming them. You notice one morning that you have started ending conversations the same way they do. A closing sentence that is polite and final. No room for follow-up. No one follows up. You also notice that people have stopped asking how you are. Level 7. The Vice President. You stop watching. You have nothing left to learn. You are 37. You have been here 14 years. You are in the room where strategy is written. Not executed. Written. You do not manage anyone directly. You oversee 4 directors. They manage the managers. The distance between you and the entry-level role you started in is measured in more than time. It is measured in language, in access, in the kinds of problems you are allowed to care about. You approve or kill initiatives that will affect hundreds of people. You do this in rooms with 7 people and no windows. You do this in meetings that do not appear on public calendars. You are consulted on mergers, on restructures, on who stays and who is moved and who is invited to leave. You do not make the final call, but your opinion is weighted. You have learned that this is more valuable than authority. Authority is visible. Influence is not. The person you used to watch is now C-suite. You do not see them anymore. You see their decisions. You see the artifacts of their presence. You know how they think because you think the same way now. You do not know when that happened. It was not a single moment. It was 1,000 small choices that sanded you down into a shape that fits. You attend a gala for the company. It is the first time you have been invited. You stand near the bar. Someone approaches. They are young. They work in a department you do not oversee. They say they have been following your career. They ask if you have any advice. You look at them. You think about what the person you used to watch said to you in a break room 13 years ago. You think about saying something similar. Something true. Something that might matter. Instead you say, stay curious. Work hard. The rest will follow. They thank you. They leave. You know you have lied. You do not correct it. Level 8. The executive. You stop watching. You have nothing left to learn. You are 41. You have been here 18 years. You are C-suite now. Your title is printed on the website. Your photo is in the annual report. You make more in a year than your parents made in a decade. You do not think about this often. When you do, it does not feel like victory. It feels like the exchange rate. Something was traded. You got this. You gave something else. The ledger is closed. Your job is no longer task-based. It is atmospheric. You set direction. You absorb risk. You are the name attached to decisions that were made by teams you will never meet. You take responsibility in public. You delegate accountability in private. You have learned that this is what the role requires. You see the person you used to watch once more. It is in the hallway outside the boardroom. You are both early for the same meeting. It is the first time you have been in the same meeting. You do not say anything. They do not say anything. You stand 3 feet apart and wait for the door to open. When it does, you walk in first. Not because you outrank them. You do not. But because you were standing closer to the door. The meeting lasts 90 minutes. You speak twice. They speak once. When the meeting ends, you both leave. You do not walk together. That evening you stay late. You do not need to. You have not needed to in years. But you stay. Your office is quiet. The door is open. You hear footsteps in the hallway. You do not look up. The footsteps stop. You hear someone take 1 step back. You look up. There is someone standing in the hallway. They are young. Maybe 24. Maybe younger. They are holding a notebook. They are looking at you the way you used to look at someone else. You do not say anything. They do not say anything. They nod. They keep walking. You think about closing the door. You do not. You sit in the silence. You understand now why the person you used to watch moved the way they did. You understand what it cost them. You understand because it costs you the same thing. You look down at your hands. They look like your hands. But you are not sure when you last used them for something that was not typed or signed. Someone younger is watching you now. You do not know their name. You will never call them by it. What matters is that they are watching. What matters is that they do not yet know what they will have to discard. You almost want to warn them. You do not.